Today on Clemy's couch.
So is that fair? So imagine you, tomorrow you could be a successful rich man. Tomorrow you could be a super successful rich man. What the first thing they gonna say to you? Who dick you suck?
Well, that's
you know what I'm saying? Who asked you kissed?
Dressing up in dresses.
But I'm just saying, just be real.
The white system doesn't want to let successful black people make it with pride.
That's not true.
They don't. They want you to subject your manhood.
We wouldn't have an Oprah. We wouldn't have an Obama. We wouldn't have anything. That's not true.
Obama and Oprah?
That's not true. We wouldn't have Michael Jordan. It doesn't matter. But then you said they don't let him in. What you say they don't let him in? They let him in.
They let him in here. They're gonna have to.
Listen, man. Some of y'all just don't have the capability or the mentality to be where you need to be in life, and that's why you complain, and that's what it all boils down to.
Disclaimer: the opinions expressed in this program are those of the presenter, Auntie Clemy of Clemy's Couch, and the Ranters Union, formerly known as the Ranters Collective, is not responsible for any claims made. The Ranters Union and the iRant Network recommends you take what is said and do your own research. Read a goddamn book and form your own opinion. Thank you for watching.
Good evening. You all see it, Clemy's Couch back again. This time we're going to be tackling something serious. In this current political climate, things have really been crazy, you know. Me personally, I haven't seen so much controversy around an election than this last election with our current president, President Trump. This election is very important. It's getting a lot of media attention. It's a lot going on. So depending on the outcome of the election, you know, a lot of things can go either in a positive or negative way depending on which side you stand on. Tonight I have guests and we're going to discuss, you know, some important issues that are on the table that affects everybody. You know, no matter which side you stand on, it's either going to affect you in a positive or negative way. So I'm gonna let everyone introduce themselves. You let everyone know what you're about, what you got going on, who you are, and I'll start with Face.
King Face _ F1 is my Instagram. I'm a Black Republican, pro-Trump. I guess it's love here, so I get attacked and stuff, but it's cool. I mean, that's about it.
Well, you got a book coming out, like, you know.
Yeah, okay. I got my book coming out soon. Also, it's called The 5 Steps to Successful Marriage. Successful Relationship. I'd rather keep it on the political topic of it, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to bring it into that type
keep it political. Okay.
Hey, my name is Casey Gay McCalla. I'm the author of Inside the CIA's Secret War in Jamaica, which covers the assassination attempt on Bob Marley, the rise of the Jamaican Shower Posse, and the role of the CIA in the international drug trade. I'm also an entrepreneur. I own a startup, MV Gen, which is a music video generator. All you artists out there, you want to make some music videos, you go to that website. You type in the words, you want big booties, you want cuties, you want happiness, you want cars, drugs, My Little Pony, whatever you want, you just type it in our little box, we'll make that video for you. And I'm an artist too. You might have seen me on BET Uncut for White Girls. White girl, going through my mind. Sarah Jackson and Julie too. White girl, Julie Jackson and Sharon. Help me on. The more I see, the more I do. Don't tell Minister Farrakhan, that's right. He don't wanna know what's going on. Cause white girls won't go away. There's one thing I know about. I got a new EP, Return of the Rude Boy, new single, True Champion, new single coming out. Rock Steady, and also manage an amazing rap group called Mankind. Y'all should all check out. And fuck Trump, and fuck Obama, and fuck Hillary Clinton, and boycott. Don't vote at all. That's what I say. Don't vote.
Don't listen to him. Vote.
Don't vote. Don't. Fuck them. Vote with your fingers. Say fuck them all.
Oh, Lord.
If voting didn't matter, they wouldn't go so hard.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you do it.
Vote for their people.
You know what I mean? Like, do you want
necessary?
Voting is I'm vegetarian and they serving chicken and beef. Peace.
And y'all dying.
Y'all dying, yeah, definitely.
It's not healthy.
So that's me, man. Mighty Casey, that's the rap name. Casey Gay McCalla, that's the author name.
Okay. So, guys, nothing I can say about that. That's not what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm Q Butter, brother Q. I'm a community activist, father, entrepreneur, king, husband, community leader. I own XyayX Multimedia.
Conscious niggas talking, only focus on selling words. Arguing over God, burning sage or dealing herb. I focus on the youth, building homes or putting work. I'm talking to you straight. Listen here, don't misinterpret. Don't mix me with these YouTube tickaboo's. So-called hitters who do nothing but sit and spoon. The most lame and minuscule ideas in their interviews. Most childless and cynical.
Head of the XyayX movement. We built an institute in Brooklyn. We have an institute that we built up for children. I do financial literacy. We also work with black banks, do a lot of stuff for the community. I'm black oriented. I ain't got no time to worry about nobody else, what they got going on. I only care about my skin folk, and you gotta be kinfolk, at the same time, and that's what I'm about. You know what I mean? Politics is politics, and not that good.
Okay. All right, now that everybody's introduced themselves, we got a lot out of that. The first thing I wanted to talk about, because one of the big issues that's on the table that affects this election is immigration. I wanted to get everyone's perspective on, let's start with you, because you're a Trump supporter. You basically know what he's saying about immigration. Are you aware of the recent statements he's made about
shooting the rock throwers?
Yeah, the rock throwers.
So you know what?
Shoot, he told the military, if they throw rocks or pebbles at you, hit them with the ARs.
Yeah.
Anybody throwing stones, rocks, like they did to Mexico and the Mexican military, Mexican police, where they badly hurt police and soldiers of Mexico, we will consider that a firearm. Because there's not much difference when you get hit in the face with a rock, which, as you know, it was very violent a few days ago, very, very violent. That break-in, it was a break-in of a country. They broke into Mexico.
I mean, those are violent people. You know what I mean? Haiti. Haiti got their independence with rocks and stones.
And so
and they had. I'm just saying. The whole point is, if you're gonna say they throw rocks, then don't shoot at them. You can't tell somebody how to react.
But they got their independence from bad people, just like America when.
But that's not the point. You're talking about them throwing rocks. Is that justify them shooting you? And I'm saying it doesn't justify them shooting you. When my country, Haiti, got their independence with sticks and rocks. But so a lot of countries, a lot of wars was won with sticks and rocks.
And David beat Goliath. Wouldn't you with the stick and the rock, right? Wouldn't you be on the side of the people, the poor people, rather than the?
Why would I be just because they're poor doesn't mean I should be on their side. Most poor people are usually violent criminals.
Really, most poor people. Where
I'm just saying. Where does poverty come from? Where does violence come from? Poverty.
Poor people, exactly.
But violence comes from poverty. It's not happening on the higher end.
Who makes the guns?
They ain't killing each other. They ain't doing shootouts in the corporate offices.
Yeah, because they're making the guns. They don't eat.
They're not doing shootouts in the corporate offices. They're doing shootouts in the hood where the poor people at.
What corporations are making the guns?
They're fighting for crumbs.
Who's making the guns? Who's bringing the drugs in?
But that doesn't mean
it's
the
politicians.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, no, yeah, cool. I'm listening.
Q, do you have anything to weigh in, Q, because they could go on.
What was the original question?
Immigration and the rock throwing.
He thought about the rock. I didn't get the answer to that part about the immigration.
He
just attacked the whole thing.
What Jay-Z said.
And so if a nigga smack you and you shoot him, can somebody justify your reaction?
So if a little kid come at you and he kick you in the leg, you just gonna body slam him and kill him?
Yes. If you end up dying from the reaction or whatever, you can't tell somebody how to react.
That's not what you guys say. I gotta talk about something else.
So it's immigration.
But I'm not for immigration. I don't want to make
rocks in the gun.
Yeah, well, we're talking about immigration, and Trump recently said, because people are trying to, he has the troops at the border, and what they're saying is that the people in Haiti have been throwing, is it Haiti?
Honduras,
I'm sorry, excuse me. Honduras have been throwing rocks at the troops, and Trump's response is to shoot them if they throw rocks. That's his response. And my question is, do you think that that's something that is a good solution to what's going on? Like, is that fair?
That's just indicative of his caveman, history.
Yeah. But can I say something? Yeah. Also, the people coming from Honduras is coming because Honduras is a broken country. Honduras has been exploited by America, and particularly Hillary Rodham Clinton, who authorized a violent coup while she was Secretary of State under Barack Obama. So immigration doesn't come out of nowhere. What happens
that
in
justifies
America,
them coming into the country
what would you
without
do?
doing it the right way?
Right?
I'm just saying, because most of the people
So
that
yeah,
are coming through
so-
the caravan, you know what they say they come here for? They come here because they want to make money. They didn't complain. They're not saying they come in here because that's not. I'm telling you, they did interviews.
What's
they got
the source?
They
Let
do.
me show me the
You
interview.
could go on the internet and see it. The people are having interviews with
And
these
when you're
people
wrong, I'm
and
gonna send
asking
you
them
an
why they're here. They're saying, oh, because we want to make money. We want to have a better life from where you're from. They're not talking about no government bullshit. The government's attacking us. They're not letting us live. They want to make more money. That's why all these people coming from those countries come here to make money. That's why they're here. They're not here to have a better life.
In Haiti, when you had Papa Doc oppressing the people there and killing the people, it wasn't just monetarily. People is often very comfortable being poor. People can be poor.
If they could feed themselves and they could live
Exactly.
every day, they don't have a problem being
But
poor.
if you have a
but it's what's your
government killing
perception
you,
of poor. That's
CIA
all the perception.
destabilization,
Listen,
you have
you know when people are fighting for each
dictatorships.
other when it comes to poorness, it's because I want to be as fly as the next guy.
That's not.
That's what it is. It's not about starving
What type
because
of-
you got everything you need in this
That's not
country. To, listen, the
Yo,
guys
have
in
you-
jail.
have you been
Yo,
to
when
Haiti?
I look at guys in
Have
jail,
you
Honduras line.
there is.
This is about the
Have
people
you
trying to
been?
get
When was
into
the last time you were in a third world country?
Yeah.
And them and people in Texas, I'm assuming Texas and at the border shooting them.
No, they're not
or
shooting at them. What
America?
happened is at Mexico, at the Mexico border, those people that are trying to come into the country are destroying the cop cars, beating up, hurting cops, killing cops, soldiers, fighting them, all type of stuff to come into the country. So you can't tell somebody how to react if your people is getting attacked.
Right, but
That's
the
an
thing
ugly
of it,
situation.
now,
But that's-
now
but
I can
that's-
understand if they're being physically attacked and their life is in danger. But what he specifically said was throwing rocks. He did not.
I didn't
say-
hear that,
I
but
did.
I'm
I
gonna
saw.
go-
I saw something on USA
He said
Today.
that
It was
an act of
yeah.
violence.
Yeah,
but
so,
that's Trump.
But
It-
with the
it-
news,
it-
they give you things out of context. They never actually give
Not
you
in
the whole
context.
thing that he said. So I'm just saying, I'm not gonna go.
But the
by
only
that.
thing that I'm
I would
saying
rather
is
see it
that
myself.
if they're being physically attacked, I can understand defending themselves. I get that part.
Yeah.
What I was asking is that the statement he made, because he did make the statement, if they throw rocks.
Can I say
then
something?
you can-
I'm from
then
Boston,
you-
Massachusetts, and every year when our Red Sox or our Patriots, we always win. We got great sports teams. Every year when I win, our white people go crazy. They throw rocks at cops. The cops, one time, they got rubber bullets. One time, they did shoot a white lady and they killed her by shooting a rubber bullet in the eye. But they're very careful to use other things, non-lethal methods, right? When you have a rat, because people are going to wild out, but you use non-lethal methods. Like, I even got tear gas trying to celebrate the Red Sox. So this is, you could deal with things in a different way. Like I said,
So that doesn't happen for the blacks when they're rioting?
we don't get that. Not in Ferguson.
That's not true.
We don't get that.
That's not true. Why did they stop rioting in the first place?
Why they start rioting? Because of police brutality.
So,
and the media.
But what I'm saying is, who died from that?
Who died in Ferguson?
No. When did the cops go and start shooting people and throwing tear gas? Because every time I watch the footage, I don't see none of that.
You didn't see anyone
I just
die
see
in
them. They
Ferguson?
let y'all do what y'all want to do. They let you destroy your community. I
Yeah,
watched it. You
why
see,
not?
they let you do it. They're like, go ahead, be a dumb nigga. Break your shit, break your stores, break everything, so you have nothing to go buy that's in your community. Now you got to go outside your community, make somebody else make more money. Go ahead, you dumb nigga. Go ahead, do dumb
But
nigga
who was
shit.
owning the community anyway? They got the Arab store, the Korean store.
And
They're not
whose
owning
fault is
anything.
that? Whose fault is that?
Right.
Whose fault is that? I'm from Hollis Avenue. Guess what? On Hollis Avenue, we have a black-owned store. It's called Dolly's. So 198 in Hollis.
It's-
Everybody rather walk past that shit to go to the Spanish stores and don't go to the store. Now, what happens then? All her stuff gets spoiled. She can't renew nothing. So now, when people that do want to go to her store, go to the store, they realize, damn, she got all this old shit here because nobody's buying that for her to renew anything. So now you stop going to that store too. So it becomes a chain reaction. So if you want to talk about support, then let's support. When they come to build something in our community, support it. Y'all don't support it.
But it's
And then
supporting
you
a
complain.
quality business. Like
Okay,
people
well,
support
gentlemen, we're
businesses
getting
that are
off
helpful.
track.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's
sorry.
all right.
I'm sorry.
I know you guys are very passionate.
But yeah, there's no reason for these people to come here because when they come here, they bring in their crime, they're bringing their BS. We're not saying all of them. He never said all of them, but they're coming into the country illegally. Why are they coming that way? Because there's a high percentage chance of them getting to the country if
That's
they're
not why they're
criminals.
coming illegally.
Listen,
Because you're gonna have
because
to
when
wait
you go the
3 or
right
4
way,
years.
they
You're
vent
gonna
you.
wait 4 years?
When you come into the country the right way, they vent you. You go through a vetting system. They check your background. They look at where you're from. So now, if they know you're a criminal, what happened with Canada? They don't let people into their country. You can have a freaking war or a freaking bullshit ticket. They won't let you into Canada. So,
Yeah, I know that.
so what I'm saying is, I don't hear nobody complain about Canada. You understand what I'm saying? So when we come over here in America, in our country, where people are getting raped and killed on these borders, that live along those borders by these Mexican immigrants, where the drugs is coming into the country, which is causing more of the crime in your neighborhood.
Here's what he said. Here's where you're partially right and here's where you're partially wrong. What's happening, the worst thing that's happening is to the Mexicans to our border. Because these American guns is coming through the Mexican border. They're getting a cartel. These Mexican cartels is getting money because we got so many crack fiends, so many meth fiends, so many illegal drug fiends. So these rich cartels is getting rich in Mexico. Way worse than the people getting raped here, which is so minute and nothing compared to the
It's minute, but we already got our own problems here. Why are we inviting other people's problems into our household?
Free labor. Americans,
free labor.
We do. We need cheap labor because
we don't need cheap labor.
No, here's what happened. Here's what happened in Alabama. Here's what happened in the economy in Alabama.
Business-wise, okay, I get that.
The economy fell down when they cracked down on immigration because those poor white people were not willing to work like the Mexicans. They lazy as
because
shit.
We don't want to work for nothing because we live in this country. We got to pay for everything. Well, you got people that doesn't matter. They'll work for little. You know why? Because they take that little bit of money they make here and send it to their country where it's quadruple worth where it is in there. So they don't care about making $100 compared to making $200 because their $100 goes a long way from where they're from. That's why they send their people here to make that money to send back. They don't take the money and just keep putting it back into our ecosystem. They don't do that. They take it and send it to their country. But of course they're not gonna fucking care to work for $100 if you're taking care of people that only need $10 a month to live. You understand what I'm saying? So when you in America where you can't live in a city, the apartments is $4,000 for one freaking bedroom. Then you got people living in suffering, even in the projects now. They about to kick all of them out. It's about to be unaffordable for you to live there.
Here's my attitude on immigration.
So of course I'm gonna be tight, I gotta pay $10,000 for fucking rent.
I'm not even gonna disagree with you, but I'm saying the problem with America isn't the immigrants coming in. These countries could be cool. My mother is from South Africa. The CIA came into South Africa, helped arrest Nelson Mandela. My father's from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of immigrants. My father's country was mashed up. Bob Marley was shot at. They brought cocaine in, political violence, raised the violence there. America has been creating these conditions in these other countries where you gotta get out. And it's not just about making money. Your life is at risk. The drug dealers is running the community. They got
so if you keep letting all your good people that's supposed to be the best people leave your country, how is your country going to be built? How is it going to get better? So therefore, you shouldn't be wanting to run away from where you're from. You should want to build it.
I'm just saying. Brain drain. It's called brain drain. It's happening in Nigeria. It happens in Jamaica. Like if you go and you look at all the engineers and if you look at a lot of the scientists, the mathematicians, the doctors, you're going to have a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Nigerians because America sells its dream. Come here, we got money, we got nice cars, we'll give your children education.
No, in America, we're entitled. Where in their country, it comes from nothing. So they know the understanding of working. They know the meaning of working and working hard. Where they got to walk 5 miles. Where they got to walk 5 miles to go get a freaking bottle of water. Yeah. Where compared to here, we can just go to the corner store. So there's entitlement involved with that as well. So when people come into this country, of course they're going to have the mentality of working hard because where they're from, that's all they ever did. You understand? Saying people don't work hard in America. Who the hell works hard? You can freaking have a baby and get a house, a crib, clothes, everything you want by having a child. You understand what I'm saying? So when you tell me that's all they got to do, that's why we have these high rates of all this money we have to give up in taxes because we paying for bums. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So now we gotta.
It's not. The bums we're paying for is majority white Americans born in this country.
It doesn't matter.
Who is drug addicted, who is on welfare, who is on the system. The majority of immigrants is people.
So that means it's okay for us to do it too.
Nah, we're the ones complaining. Who said that? My thing is immigration isn't even my concern. I want to see America stop exploiting these poor countries like they did in Libya, where they caused a mass refugee crisis in Europe. Because everyone wants to get the hell out of Libya right now because they got people enslaved.
That's cool, but let's talk about the people that's coming in here with their problems and their BS and their criminals going on right now.
So my thing is,
we can't talk about what already happened that is done is done. Let's talk about what right now is
from the past to move to the future, right?
Keep bringing up the past is why the past keeps coming back. Eventually you're gonna have to get by it. Eventually you're gonna have to get over whatever happened back then. You can learn. I understand, but then
if you don't have to wear.
I mean, we've been talking about the same thing for the last 20 years.
Who's been talking about what?
I'm just saying all this.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Okay, y'all both
sorry,
of you. That's okay. I know.
You know how it gets, man. Because I'm like, I don't want to hear this.
That's why you're here. I know. Just face. That's what I love you, but you're both very passionate, and we see that. But you both have very good points. Both of you have very good points because you can look at it from either side. And there are some things that you're saying, Face, that I agree, and some that you're saying that I agree as well. So that's why I said this discussion is good because people can look at this and can listen to what you're saying and what you're saying and see valid points from both of you. That's why this election is so important because we need to look at all of these things you know, when it comes to the immigration topic, like, you know, what you were both saying. And moving on to another issue that's been brought up, it's kind of quiet right now, but it's going to come back up again, and more than likely after the election, is that Trump mentioned about taking the food stamp program and turning it into food boxes.
Well, I think he was also like a work to think of. I mean, a lot of people, I think he was probably on the side, have talked about how welfare has created a culture of dependency in the black community, where they're not starting their own businesses, not looking for careers, not looking for education, have created a system of, you know, drug addiction, a system of fatherless children, because it's more profitable in many chances when you have these welfare systems where a mother can get more money if she's not with the father than if she is. So, but I still believe that there needs to be some type of basic point where we can't allow poverty and starvation with it. But I really believe we need job creation. Because if you give someone money to do nothing, they're going to sit around
the best president in the world doing that right now. 3 million jobs. This what you do. When you get Republicans in office, that's what you get, jobs.
You get crack in the community?
What
are you talking about?
You get Democrats in
crack
office,
in the community?
the welfare goes up, more money is being given away.
You talking about Reagan
Listen,
and Bush?
man, we create jobs. Republicans create jobs
for freeway Ricky Ross selling crack.
We create jobs.
Yeah, but
jobs
for the CEOs in the jail.
Get the fuck out overall. There's a lot more people happy because they got jobs.
Don't ride for, you can ride for Trump. Don't ride for Republicans.
Listen, man, I'm not riding with Democrats, the ones that want to keep
you
slaves.
too.
I'm just saying, they want to keep y'all slaves, so I'd rather go with the other one. I'd rather deal with that. That's who represents my views more. That's Republicans. I don't deal with the Democratic entitlement here. Just be a bum. You don't become better because we want to keep giving you money.
What about George Bush selling crack in the black community, bro?
What does that have to do with what we talking about right now?
You saying you were Republican? You like Republicans?
What does that have to do? Everybody do shit. My niggas out here selling crack in the hood. What's the difference?
I sell more crack than you, bust more gas than you, get more ass than you, pack more crack and ass than you, cause I sell more crack than you.
But you out there on their team?
I'm not on nobody that's
selling. Are you running for office?
Listen,
you have them
I still go to the club with them.
Sell crack great again.
I still pop bottles with them. I don't. That doesn't really matter.
But for office though, you think that's someone with the moral?
Doesn't matter. It's a businessman's a businessman. Doesn't matter. What that got to do with doing the job? Doesn't matter if you sell crack. It's about can you do the job. Doesn't matter.
What job is Trump doing? He ain't fudging the numbers. What did he do better than what Obama did? Because they both bullshit to me.
They say that he wouldn't be able to have a 4.1 growth in the economy. They said it's impossible. He can't make it happen. He did it. How do you know?
I know they fudged.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Because somebody told you on the news.
Because Obama was fudging the numbers. Yeah.
Oh, because Obama was fudging. So because Obama did it, that means Trump had to do it, right? Oh, that's a good argument.
They all corrupt.
That's a good argument.
So and talk about what you see. Not the bullshit numbers they see. Because we all know it's fake news, right?
Let me just say my opinion. I do believe that there needs to be some sort of welfare reform. I do believe that. I do believe it's too many people getting it for, you know, that are able to work. And I think that if they do some sort of welfare reform, something blanket, that it'll affect the wrong people.
I just think they should limit it. I think it should be 7 years.
That's why I said it. Well, not just
like
that, but I think it should be basically on an individual, like based on need. It has to be a certain criteria, because I believe that certain elderly, disabled people that are under a certain category of disability. When I say disability, if they have mental issues where they're unable to work, people who are considered not able to work. If you're able-bodied mentally and physically, I don't think that you should be able to be on the welfare system.
Well, that's how they get you, because they try to break up the black family. So they say if you're a single mother, you stay at home because there's no father bringing home the money. And that's one reason they'll say,
if that's the case, they're trying to break down the white people because they're the number ones in the welfare state.
That's true.
So that doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
They're trying to break up poor people. In fact, if you look at people on welfare, people in jail, they're overwhelmingly poor.
But you keep bringing up the color. But you keep bringing up
because black people, if you look at it, are because of slavery, because of Jim Crow, because of modern day racism, are in a permanent poor underclass in America.
It's not permanent. It's just a choice.
Excuse me for a minute, Face Q. Do you have something to add about this topic about the welfare?
Poverty's a choice.
I mean, I find America's all about welfare. It's not just about poor people. You know, we have corporate welfare, tax welfare, tax breaks. You know, and impunity. You have corporate impunity like never before. You have civil impunities that's never been heard of before. Mm-hmm. And so I think people just harbor on those things, but America's based off of being, very much both sides, where the people that make money take care of the people who can't. And that's what's about being human, you know what I mean? So like, it's just a balance where you don't want to create a crutch for someone where they're like, you're not doing that. But when you have economic zonings and you have people that know that if you put people in a certain area and you subjugate them to certain types of lifestyles, you put them in your schools are zoned to them, you have educational zonings. So these people that experience a very limited lifestyle like many of us experience in the hood. And so we don't get to embrace or tackle the things that's going to give us that secondary or tertiary level of life success. And so we struggle with those. And so when you calculate those things into the picture, it gets a little messed up. But if the people were able to share real resources in a proper sense, they would be able to develop everybody so there wouldn't be so many people, paying from the bottom. But when you have an entire group of people who are surrounded by a group of people who make money, and these people don't make money, they're not filled with a bunch of people who can actually do certain things, you're just repeating the cycle of ignorance. And so we just have to keep flooding the hood. That's my goal, flood the hood with as many intelligent people as we can, so that as we have the abundance of it. So those if you can take advantage of welfare, take advantage of welfare. Go get a job at the same time. If you start your corporation, if you're a black woman, go get a loan for your business. You know what I mean? If you can go to a state, if you can go to a city in New York, education is free now. If you work in the city for 10 years or if you're a school teacher. So is that welfare? You know what I mean? If you went to a hospital and this is the first time in your city and your insurance doesn't help you and you get help, and they help you right then and there, is that welfare? Because in other countries they don't do that. And there's people who die because insurance only covers if you have Empire Blue Cross, that's on the East Coast. You might take a trip to California and you don't have no coverage. And you're sitting in a hospital and the first thing you say is, I can't help you.
But you know what I think? I think a lot of times we make things about how we feel and what's right, which I understand about what's right. Everybody is entitled to welfare. Everybody's entitled to certain things. But you got to think about it and say, okay, just because we could do a good thing, but doing that good thing could affect us. It's like if you're a rich person and you're saying because you're rich, you're supposed to help all the poor people. Well, you ever heard this saying, if you hang around 5 people that's rich, you're going to be the 5th, 6th one. If you hang around 5 bums, you're going to be the 6th one. Well, you'll be the 6th bum if you keep taking care of the bums. So that's what's going to end up happening. If I have money and I keep giving it to everybody that doesn't have money, so I'm going to become them too.
But most of the American tax money does not go to welfare. 99.999 goes to the American military, which just goes to fuck up other countries, hurt other people, and then
to keep us safe as well.
No, safe from who? Tell me who?
Anybody.
Who?
They don't fuck with us because
our military. When's the last time anyone attacked America? It's just us attacking
But the point is, we can get attacked.
Who? By who?
Excuse me, gentlemen.
To that point you said, taxation. The benefit of taxes is to benefit people and the betterment and the welfare of people. So you can't subtract welfare because that's written in taxes.
No, I'm not saying take it away.
But I'm just saying it's up to the community. So if a community votes to say we want to allow women to get free abortions, that's their right. That's
then they should pay for it.
And that's the tax code already charges people. That's the reason why we're taxed. The taxes.
Well, who's being taxed?
Hold on. The purpose of taxes in America is to embetter the people of America. There's nowhere in the tax code that says you have to get an education. No, you have to be embettered. It's the embetterment of the people and the job of the government to say we're going to provide services that's going to maintain you and develop you and enhance your life. One of those things are education. Another thing may say free hospitals. Another thing may say we're going to give you food benefits. So it depends on the community where you're at. If we controlled more communities and if our education system provided us the means to be able to be more entrepreneurial, then we would actually control these things and say, look, because you have 200 businesses, you got 150 businesses, I got these businesses, and we control the taxes in our town. Like if you go to Detroit, that's Detroit's controlled by 3 people. Nobody gives it. Like the stadium's owned, the highways owned. I forgot the white dude's name. He owns Detroit. Nobody, it don't matter how much money, he owns it. In certain places are like that. In New York, we don't go through these things. But if we had our own towns, we will control that base. And we will be looking at somebody else and saying, look, our businesses is what's providing the money for your school, for your dam, for your clock tower, for your church. Our businesses is what's giving you that tax money. So a lot of times we look at it a big picture, but when we localize it very small, it's gonna be responsibility because let's say these same people, if shit gets popping and we sit up there thinking that we all good because of our money, it's these local people that's gonna protect you.
So we can't lose that balance, you see what I mean? And we always have to respect that, and that's what being embracing what your community is about, you see what I mean?
Yeah, but the community has to embrace itself. Instead of trying so hard to look for help outside, we can do it ourselves.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's real simple, you know what I'm saying? It's just that we don't come up with solutions, we do more complaining. So my thing is, like, I came up with a solution. I said, listen, man, if we got 50,000 houses in a neighborhood, why don't each house put 75 cents a day for 3 months? Every 3 months, that's $50 a month, right? If that each house $2.5 million every 3 months, that's $10 million a year. So if you have all this money, you could do that for your community and build it up. We don't build our own communities up. We big looking at everybody else, we're like, hey, Clemy, let me hold something, and give me hold something. Like, that's what we're doing, instead of actually trying to come together and say, look, we're trying to get the money from all from one person. Instead of all of us look at it, what you say is taxes, right? Instead of we could tax our own communities.
The Koreans will have a group of people, and everyone will come together and they'll fund the business. First week, it's your business. Then next year we do it. We all put together for yours and yours. But I think when you look at the black community, not to play victim mentality, but our traditions, the African traditions of sharing, was kind of destroyed through slavery.
But that's
culture. We're building it right now.
We created a wasteful culture. Even now,
yeah, but
we used to never throw money in the strip clubs. Now that's the thing. Yeah, we created a wasteful culture.
I think that's a new money. That's to depends to your locale. So certain areas is like that. I can bring 100 black guys in here right now. They're 22 years old with a bunch of degrees. Like, the temperature's changing in America. So for the black community, you know, we was hindered on because of certain things that were done to us systematically. We all know it, and we know that the government, that's the game, that's the chessboard we're on.
Yeah, speaking of the culture changing, I believe it was this week about the young black Republicans meeting with Trump.
You was there?
No.
They invite you?
No, I didn't. I don't care to do stuff.
Oh man, they playing you, bro.
But you mentioned about, you know, the temperature is changing when you're looking at this next generation. Here are these young black men.
But I had 5 brothers in my spot, and the oldest one was 22, and these dudes, I think 4 of them, they made $300,000, and they was no older than almost $400,000. 4 of them. They was 21 years old, the oldest one, $300,000 to $400,000. Like, nobody's talking. Everybody's worrying about or a lot of us talk about the 1980s issues. Mm-hmm. Us black people defeated the government with crack. They killed all of our leaders in the 80s. They poisoned our hoods. They put lead paint. The government knows what lead paint does. They use it inside of the places where they made the nuclear missile places, you know, like to protect them from nuclear missiles. We all know what lead does. Anybody in chemistry knows what lead does. They put it inside of every poor neighborhood in black communities. I personally don't care what they did to anybody else.
I mean, my cousin is rich because of that, so.
I mean, but that's not one rich person, and then millions of poor and bad people, and that's
they had to pay for that.
A lot of people got rich.
A lot of people got rich. A lot of families were destroyed.
You're right.
A whole lot of families destroyed. A whole lot of people in jail. A whole lot of people dead. So, and I think that's a kind of, you know, crabs at the barrel mentality, when in order for someone to be successful, you have a lot of people unsuccessful. And I think that crack era mentality has been into hip hop, has been into the thing when we talk about why people don't want to share and unite, because that crack era brought that materialism.
Stop making excuses for people that doing good. Like, people doing good, we make excuses for why they doing good. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of trying to do good yourself, I don't look at somebody's success and go, this is why he got this. You know what I'm saying? If a black person becomes rich tomorrow, they're like, oh, who dick he suck to get to that position? That's what they do.
But I think that
you understand what I'm saying? So is that fair? So imagine tomorrow you could be a successful rich man. Tomorrow you could be a super successful rich man. What the first thing they gonna say to you? Who dick you suck?
Well, that's
you know what I'm saying? Who asked you kissed?
Dressing up in dresses.
But I'm just saying, just be real.
The white system doesn't want to let successful black people make it with pride.
That's not true.
They don't. They want you to subject your manhood.
We wouldn't have Oprah. We wouldn't have Obama. We wouldn't have that's not true.
Obama and Oprah?
That's not true. We wouldn't have Jordan. It doesn't matter. But then you said they don't let him in. What you say they don't let him in? They let him in.
They let him in here. They're gonna have to.
Listen, man. Some of y'all just don't have the capability or the mentality to be where you need to be in life, and that's why you complain, and that's what it all boils down to. There's a lot of people that came in the same situation. I grew up poor, ain't have shit. Instead of complaining, I did what I had to do. I just sit there and be like, you know what? It's because you're white. It's why you're better than me. Or it's because you're light skinned. Or it's because you're taller. Or it's because you're smarter. No, I didn't have time to worry about
that's good for individualism.
But this is what I'm saying. So why aren't we teaching that? Why do we keep teaching? Because I came out of it. So why are we teaching our black young men that somebody out there in the world is trying to end them? That somebody's not going to allow them to be smart? What kind of motivation does that give you to do anything? Why do you think these niggas stand in the corner do nothing? Cause they're like, shit, I might as well just see and do nothing. Cause if I do something, they ain't gonna let me make it anyway. That's what they did when they killed our top leaders. You know why? That make you afraid. Instead of niggas being manned up, like, you know what? Fuck it. Death is a part of it. Death is a part of change. Somebody has to die sometimes for change to happen. You understand what I'm saying? So you could say it was a bad thing. Martin Luther King got killed, but guess what? It caused change.
No, it did not cause change. It's not change. Martin Luther King was killed by the government. He was killed by J. Edgar Hoover, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and what happened was when he was just trying to say, hey, I want to be integrated, we want to drink your water fountains, we want to go to your schools, they were like, yeah,
but
go ahead. Hold on, I'm not finished. But then when he said, I want us to have jobs, like, oh shit, I want you to stop that bullshit war you're doing, oh shit, that's when they killed him, because they was afraid of that change. And look, who's protesting the wars now? Who's protesting people having jobs now? Nobody. They killed him and they made up him to be some integrationist dream, and they totally knocked out his anti-war legacy, which you so think we need to be protected from all these bad people we bomb and kill and drone. They're such threats
Even
to
more
us.
reason for us to be protected.
Yeah, we need, we got
when the nigga's the baller on the block and he's the man, who's the target? The baller, the man. So we're the men's, we're the baller, we're the top head honcho. Of course you think people are not going to come and want to try to attack us.
If the baller is robbing everybody else, of course they're going to come back. Because the baller has robbed every country, killed
when our ideas are being spread in other countries.
What ideas?
Listen, if you
look what happened in Libya. They left Islamic extremists. Look what happened in Iraq. Name one
Saudi
country
Arabia,
America has come into.
women were not able to drive. They had a certain level of respect of certain things,
For 50 years, they still can't vote.
You think people are happy when we bring our this European culture where women don't respect their men, where women don't have no respect for their men in these countries? Listen, what I'm saying is people can be upset about listen, what I'm saying is
Donald Trump.
What I'm saying is
loves their money.
What I'm saying is other people. I mean, we could do the cutting people off because I'm being respectful. We didn't even let my man get a chance to speak. I'll let you talk over me. So let me finish what I'm saying in a respectable manner. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is this, bro. We can complain about all these things, but it's still culture. Doesn't matter. It's the way we think, bro.
Now knocking your idea on
That's all it is, bro.
We need to improve our culture, but we also need to be aware of the bullshit. We need to be aware of the history.
And because you're aware of it, should be more reason why you should not let it abuse you and manipulate your mind.
But sometimes if you don't really know what it is, it just becomes a boogeyman. And you're just scared of the boogeyman. You're just scared of racism.
I mean, I ain't scared.
But if you know exactly what it is he's doing, you can fight him better.
I mean, we all know we're going to die one day and we all trying to beat it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that shit don't really mean nothing, bro. I don't care about a boogeyman, nigga. If I never seen a nigga, he don't exist to me.
I think the key to this is knowledge. I think that's basically what it is.
Because you seen the Wizard of Oz, he's like, he was controlling everything thinking he's an ill person. So you think this racism is this ill, undefeatable thing. It's a couple...
Racism doesn't affect black people today, bro. I'm sorry.
Institutional racism, the history of racism still does. Mass incarceration, which is a form of racism, is huge.
Let me ask you this, Face, while I present it to all of you. Do you think, since Trump has been in office, that there has been an increase in racism?
Because it's been an increase in them promoting it.
Yeah,
okay. And what do you believe?
This country is built on racism, founded on racism, progressive because of racism. All white people in this country benefit from racism. They're all benefactors to racism. And I fully employ black people to take on being racist. Hire black people. If a black person does something wrong at your business, find another black person. If you have a black woman that treated you bad black man, go find another black woman. Black man, that black woman messed you up, go find another black woman. If somebody stole from your store that was black, get some black people to whoop his ass. And just go that's you know what I mean? Like just accept it as what it is. You know, the good, bad, and ugly. That's it's all good, baby. You know what I mean?
I think that racism has stayed the same. I think we do. I will agree with his boy Donald Trump on this issue. We do have fake news. We have MSNBC, CNN. These are all propaganda institutions, as well as Fox News, who is either spreading the Republican viewpoint or the Democratic viewpoint, and they're all funded by the same people. So I think we're focusing on the wrong type of racism. Like, we want to have black people at the Oscars. We don't want to have black people.
Why? Well, we can have a Gregory.
That's why I'm with you. I'm with you. I wasn't arguing. You cut me off, I cut you off. We even. Cool. So, and rather than, you know, and we focus on issues of police brutality, when it's true, a lot more black people is dying because of urban crime violence. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they're all part of the same thing. Police corruption, mass incarceration, police brutality. They're all parts of the war on drugs and the war on black men. America is not a great place at all when it has the highest incarcerated population in the world, which is mostly black and all poor.
Because we got the most people.
No, highest percentage. That is not the population. Percentage is the most of any country. So if Jamaica has 1 million people.
So we have 2 million people that's locked up in jail.
We have by far more than China, more than Cuba by percentage, not by amount, percentage. You know what I'm talking about, right? Percent.
Yeah, but
so if you have 300 million people.
We have to take into account what people are getting locked up for.
Non-violent drug offenses.
It doesn't matter.
Mostly non-violent drug offenses.
Okay, but if you know that, why do you help the system?
Who helps what system?
I'm just saying, if you know that because you're black and if you're smoking weed outside, you have a higher chance of getting fucked with the police, why the hell do you do it?
They're not thinking that. They just.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, why would you help it if that's the case? If what you're saying is true, why would you help it?
So let's say it's a young stupid black kid.
Or maybe
a young stupid black kid smoking weed and a young stupid white kid smoking weed. What happens? The young stupid white kid gets a job, does all right in life, gets the young stupid black kid goes to jail.
So white people are the only ones that. So what about all the what you like to call them the trailer trash from whites in those neighborhoods? What about them?
That's what I'm talking about. They're not getting arrested either. They're dying. And that's what's happening. White America has messed up so much.
They're not getting arrested?
They're dying. They're dying of heroin addiction and heroin overdoses. They're dying. They're not even having a chance to go to jail. What we had in the crack era was we almost had ghetto rehab, which was that our crackheads were sent to jail where they couldn't get crack. It was a lot harder to get crack.
They didn't die from crack. They died from everything associated with it.
Yeah, they died from everything associated with it. Now, because of this kind of the greedy American way of life, which not just about getting money off black people incarcerated, black people death, they make money off white death too. So they had your whole prescription pill, people, that's why you see on MSNBC, every ad, prescription pill, Fox News, prescription pill. They won't talk about how that whole prescription pill opiate crisis led to the heroin addict, and white people is dying at a higher rate than black people was in the crack era because these high percent, few white people in the government only care about money for themselves. They don't care if white people
they're part of the problem.
They don't care if black people die.
Rap is promoting it.
Yeah, fact.
I sell crack to my arms, sell crack to my moms. Tattoo of a crack vial inked on my arms. Got crack in my ass, crack in my palm. Sell crack to a cracker. It's crack and I'm gone. Nah, this ain't Ricky, this ain't Poison the Hood. Just crack selling Kevin. I poison the hood. And yeah, I sell crack. I ain't morally conflicted. Don't care who die, don't care who get addicted. Niggas know I love the odor. Cocaine and bacon soda, bang bang, monkey gang, murder be the shit thrower.
Promote these things. Rock and roll. They all these things promoted it. So
Hollywood.
Yeah. People think I think a lot of times, a lot of people think by selling drugs or doing drugs you're rebelling. No, you're conforming. The American government wants you to sell drugs. They want you to be on drugs because they're gonna make money off the codeine, they can make the money off the pills. If not, the banks is gonna make money off the illegal crack, coke, heroin, whatever. So that is,
of course, and then the jails is owned by the banks now. So
jails is owned by the banks too.
You get locked up, they get money off of it too. But more reason for you not to do the things to help them out.
But it's so easy to talk about personal responsibility from an individual level.
Gang member,
from an individual level, it's easy to
don't
talk
have a
about
record. I lived in Brownsville. I lived in the ruggedest parts of Queens, South Side.
You're talking about yourself on an individual level.
Yeah, but that's what we have to really start focusing on. The individuals that prove to you that it could end up in a better way. Instead of keep talking about us, if you think differently for yourself, you're gonna change. But if we keep promoting this ignorant victim mentality, everybody's gonna want to be that because it's cool to be a victim now.
But if you, I'm not talking about victim mentality, but I'm talking about be aware of your oppressor mentality.
So what's the victim mentality?
Victim mentality, I can't change it.
I want to hear.
Sorry.
The victim mentality is just the whole point of people always complaining and saying, "Oh, it's because of this is happening to me. It's because of that person. It's because I'm black. Or it's because of this, because of that." Like that mentality is unhealthy and it's a loser mindset. It's not the mindset of a winner. A winner doesn't think like that. A winner thinks like this. Nobody can stop me. That's how winners think.
And now here's how he's wrong. But you need to be aware. If you think you could do anything and get a job, you black, you run for president, you try and get a job at Wall Street, it's not happening. You need to be aware.
Why is it not happening? They have a black female on Wall Street right now that's powerful at Wall Street.
What did she do? How did she get there? What did she do?
Well, so she sucked dick.
Something.
Yeah. But how condescending is that to demean the hard work that she probably put in?
Anyone on Wall Street is sucking dick to get it up there.
Yo, bro,
it's
stop
not black,
it, man.
whatever.
So whenever you become successful, I know you suck some dick.
I get successful on my own. I'm not taking a corporate
I'm not run with that.
I'm not taking no corporate job. I'm an independent businessman.
I'm just saying, when you had that hit record on BT Uncut, You suck dick to get that song
no
up
dick.
All right, but so that you can't demean somebody else
No,
to the level
Wall
where they
Street
going
only
and say they had to do something in order to get
Wall
there.
Street as a corporation only rewards extreme loyalty, which could either be from sucking dick, serious form of flattery, fellatio, killing people, selling drugs, exploiting.
No, it's called making the money.
No, that's not it.
Yes, it is. It's called making the money. If you make the money, you have power. Once you stop making the money, that's when the other motherfuckers stop fucking with you. This is reality.
It's not. But
this is reality. Make a money.
How do you make money?
Make a money. See, they fuck with you. Make a money. See,
how do you make money? If you have morals, if you object to the military,
how you make money? Money is the easiest thing in the world to get. It's easy to get your pussy. Nigga, all I gotta do is go to the corner and do this. What's so hard about getting money? You niggas be acting impressive to get money. Like it's difficult. Getting money is a choice. If you decide to say, you know what, I'm gonna shine everybody's shoe here for 50 cents. If I stack all my money from shining, I could be a millionaire too. It may not be as fast. It might not be as fast.
Everyone's shoes. No,
Listen,
it'll take you a million years. You
no,
die. You die before you get a million. We can do the math.
What I'm saying is this.
I'm right.
It doesn't matter.
You might make
my whole point in what I'm saying is you have the capability if you have the choice. If you have the mindset to say, you know what? Because if you have no pride, you could be a millionaire.
My thing is,
nigga, you could be a millionaire tomorrow if you have no pride.
Don't act like you
most people are broke because of pride. Because they don't want to go do the jobs that the Mexicans are willing to do. This pride, because you don't want to be caught in McDonald's with a job. But guess what? The average drug dealer makes McDonald's money.
Yo,
you understand what I'm saying? So it's pride. So you niggas make excuses when there are jobs for you to take. You don't do it because it's not cool amongst your friends.
It's cheaper to be on. It's easy. McDonald's money in New York. Let's say, can you afford a studio apartment anywhere in New York?
Rent a room so you can stack your bread to get an apartment. It's called steps. That's why That's why when you go to grades, it's 1 grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. It's steps. So learn to take steps. Let's teach our people how to save money.
You are coming to America next week. It's the fries, brother. Let's see. That's how you made it. Let's go. Next week you could be assistant manager next week.
It's not hard if you work hard, baby.
So with the victim mentality. So when I ask, let me get some water too, Ken. The victim mentality. So let's say with basketball, right, with sports. If somebody loses a game and they watch their game over, is that victim mentality?
No, that's them trying to learn from that loss. It's not from them complaining. They're looking for why they lost. What is it? Because I didn't do something? You know what? MJ, when he wasn't making his foul shots. You know, he started doing 1,000 more foul shots on practice.
But you also got to look at the competition.
Let me finish the bill. This is what.
But Jordan wasn't the best in his junior high school team. He got cut.
No, his high school team he got cut.
Whatever, he got cut. Yeah. So. And he's the best player today. It doesn't matter. Anybody could have unfortunate times in your life. Doesn't mean you can't be great.
Jordan also grew 6 inches. You can't just decide I'm going to grow 6 inches.
And we had Muggsy Bogues, the shortest nigga in the NBA. He was 5 feet, and he was picking the NBA, busting niggas' ass.
He was not busting ass. He was a 2nd-rate player.
He was an all-star.
And you had Sean Bradley, who was the bummiest, worst athlete ever, putting in work just because
he was good at what they needed him to do. That's all that mattered. Take up space in the lane.
Look at all the percentage of people who is 5'3" in the NBA, and look at all the percentage of people who is 7'6". If you 7'6", you probably got an 80-90% chance of being in the NBA. If you 5'3", you probably got a 1% chance of being in the NBA.
I don't know. I see a lot of tall ass niggas that ain't in the NBA. They outside.
They out of the.
It wasn't good enough. You have to be skilled. All right, because back in the day it was a big man's game, and Curry just changed it.
I think he wrote him one.
Well, the reason why I asked that, and he answered it specifically, we need to be able to understand how we lost. So when somebody like myself or some people reflect on history, it's not about being a victim. You know, it's just understanding that we lost, and we lost the game because they had a bigger person here, they had this person there, they paid the ref. You know what I mean? They poured stuff on the floor.
Or maybe they practice harder.
Whatever it is, we can analyze that and say what it is. But sometimes I think when people hear us, and I understand the rhetoric, that's why for me when I hear people talk, I be like, look, I'm about action. You know what I mean? About let's get this work done. Like, if you ain't doing the work, I laugh when I hear Republicans or Democrats. I be like, what y'all doing, man? Like, people, like Obama got in the office off of somebody else's whole swag. Like, you know what I mean? I helped more black people than before Obama got into the office, and I can say that with paper. And we could do a lot more with just putting in the work. And I agree with you, you know what I mean? It's both sides. That's why I asked you on the Spencer basketball, because you know, you want to analyze what you did to make yourself get into that situation. You want to understand your competitor.
But you analyzing those tapes ain't supposed to make you angry at the other team. You understand what I'm saying? So,
well, the anger comes from
what happened in our past as a reason to be angry.
Well, the anger comes from not having a fair game.
Yeah, thank you.
But the respect for the game,
or we could just be
makes you
sore
say-
losers.
Well, nah. When you have every one of your political leaders killed, when you have people putting poisons in your hood, when you have people, subjugating you to lies, marginalizing you, creating red lines, when you have people doing Jim Crow, when you have people doing all of these things to you, you're going to get upset, or you're going to do it like you said, which is reality. You're going to say, look, fuck this shit. I'm just going to join these niggas. I ain't going to hear that shit. They don't even sound good. Like, I don't want to be with y'all. Like, that's a real reality. You know what I mean? Where they're like, look, I don't want to be with y'all. Y'all look broke. Y'all look dusty. That's why I dress the way I wear. I do the way I think, because I want people to see conscious black people. That's
No, I don't want to be around that. It's not about somebody being broke. I was broke. I ain't have shit. I was homeless too. I slept on a bench before. So it's not about that. It's about the mentality I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around that sore loser. It's always something wrong. Like, you ever had that person that you know, that you hung out with, that always has a problem? Every time you talk to them, it's always talking about, yo, man, you ain't got no money today, man, shit fucked up. Or they talking about something going on in their life. Those people are the type of people that bring bad luck into your life. You understand what I'm saying? I keep those people the fuck away from me. So when I see my black people acting all weak when we're the strongest, most dominant and fucking force on the planet, I look at them like, what is wrong with you? My nigga, you forgot you're a black man? You're the creator of all of this. Yeah. Nigga, when you talking down to my white people, nigga, you created them. You created your own so-called devil. You understand what I'm saying? So when y'all talk this weak shit, it just makes me, it's unbeknownst to black men. Like, I don't want to hear this, yo, this nigga, yo, nigga, whatever. Shit happens in life, nigga. Sometimes you be on your way to work, get in a car accident, you lose your fucking car.
All right, we're going to have to start, bringing this to full circle. So my last question, and we're going to have to really sum it up, and I guess everybody give their last words about it, because we're going to have to wrap this up. So after the election Tuesday, regardless on if it's Republican or Democrat, what would you like to see happen moving forward?
I would like to see a revolution against both political parties, either I'm serious, either violent or non-violent, because both parties have been oppressing not only black people but white people. If people would know the history of the United States, they would know JFK was assassinated by elements of the government, including LBJ, including Allen Dulles, the head of the CIA and the FBI, and those same elements went on to kill Martin Luther King when he became a threat to their war in Vietnam and their class system. So I think we really need to get rid of these two-party good cop, bad cop systems. So everyone always tell me, Casey, if you don't vote for the Democrats, the Republicans are going to win, it's going to be bad. Just like the good cop be like, hey, listen, if you don't talk to me, my partner, he's so bad, he's really going to mess you up. So they're both the same evil system to me. Both of them, if you look at them, who they're getting funded by, both of them is being funded by the same Wall Street corporations. Both of them is consistently voting for wars. Both of them consistently voting for Israel. Both of them is consistently voting for Wall Street to make more money at the hurting of American working class people. So I would say this: we really need a revolt, and it's information. Once people really wake up and know the history of this country and the present situation of this country, that we still got the CIA selling drugs, we still have a mass incarceration, we still have our government not helping people. They weren't helping us in Libya like this guy thought we were. They were actually destroying that country for economic gain, not for our freedom. When we see our military out there, it is not for our freedom or protection. It's for the rich people who are part of the military-industrial complex who get paid when we go to war. That's who it benefits.
I mean, conquering land is something we've been doing forever. We've always conquered lands, whether we do it politically now or
it's been Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always
and
been
it's
like
not
that.
Good, but
we just have a
different. You always say it's always been slavery.
We just do it in a different way.
It's always been
now.
wrong. It's always been wrong.
I'm just saying, if voting didn't matter, listen, man,
it's wrong.
I truly believe that. I used to think like you know, the whole fuck voting and shit don't mean nothing. But then I sat back and I had to use my common sense. Then why do they go so hard to manipulate the way I think if it didn't matter? If voting didn't matter, why do they go so hard to spend this money? Why do they go and get all our favorite celebrities to act like they're on a certain side to influence us to be? There's a reason our vote does matter. The thing is, we've been giving away our votes for so long, got nothing from it. That's why we think it doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? Because we've been giving it away for so long. What black people need to do, I want to start seeing us make demands with our so-called councilmen and our so-called people that we put into these offices, these senators. Let's make demands like the gays did to be able to have the bathrooms and share with each other. They put their money together, they put their people together and say, listen, I'm going to give you my vote, but it's going to be for this. I want more better schools in our neighborhoods. I want this, I want that, instead of just giving it up because you're a Democrat and you want to go with the wave. You know what I'm saying? No. look into what you need and demand stuff. And say, I'm not giving you this for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I won't take a girl out if she ain't fucking me. Bitch, you gotta be a giving something. Bitch, like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So why would you just keep giving away shit for nothing and kick yourself in the ass when you receive nothing later on? You can't. You've been giving it for no reason this whole time.
Okay,
so,
Face, you're in your analysis.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
My fault.
You're forceful. You can close out, please, Lord.
Yeah, so you know, if you're about that black empowerment, black only, black love, black everything first, let's link up. You know what I mean? I ain't got no time for the small talk about crackers. If you white and you want to leave the money at the door, crackers, leave the money at the door. We accept all donations from y'all. If you want to link up and try to get some institutions built in your community, educational centers, health centers, wellness centers, gymnasiums, credit repair, all these financial centers, let's link up and get this work done. Republicans, Democrats, and the rest of them crackers ain't got nothing to do with black empowerment, and that's the only focus we should have.
Okay. It's been a very interesting show. Well, you know, politics is always a heated topic. So, you know, you guys are very passionate. I thank all of you for coming. In closing, I would like everybody, if you want to give out social media information or any information you want to give out to promote any business or
Casey, once again, Casey Gaines, CyayGane. Definitely buy my book, Inside the CIA's Secret War in Jamaica. Knowledge is really powerful this day. Like, it's not just about Jamaica. You really learn about the history of the CIA and, you know, bringing crack into the community, and also the history of kind of America. It's really the hidden history of America. So definitely buy that, and definitely buy my own black business as well. MVGen, that's the music video generator startup. We're trying to take over the music business and culture level on all levels. Definitely check out Mankind Music Academy. Check out Almighty Casey Music, new EP, Return of the Rude Boy, on all fine digital distributors.
KingFace_F1. Simple and plain, man. You know what I mean? Vote Republican if you want more jobs. If you want to keep begging, vote Democrats. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to get to that bag, vote Republican, because we're going to bring more jobs. You know what I'm saying? They're going to take away jobs. But that's about it. KingFace_F1. If you want to see anything else about me, just Google it. That's it. You'll find everything you need to know.
Be careful of the people that surround you. Be careful of the people that's really intimidated by your presence. Be careful of the people that don't want to introduce you to people, don't want to, you know, bring you to certain places or anything that may elevate you as a person because they're afraid of what you might become. Be careful of those motherfuckers. Trust me, those are the type of people you have to get away from your life because their energy won't ever allow you to elevate. It won't ever allow you to elevate.
Q-Butter, QUEBUTTER. You hit me up anywhere if you want to hit me up about in reference to credit repair, XyayX.com/Project Flip. You got all the stuff on there. Support a black bank if you want to hit me up about getting in touch with Carver or City National in New York. Hit me up, or First National, or whatever black bank. There's 17 of them. Support them. If you're interested in finding about homeschooling or in any one of our enrichment programs or educational programs, go to XyayX.com/the XyayX Institute, and that's XyayX.com. That's a black word. We made that up. It's for black people. I'm sorry your white baby can't come there. I'm sorry if your grandparents ain't black. You gotta, you know, you want to check the baby out, you know what I'm saying? It's for us, by us, sponsored by us, created by us, owned by us, and the only thing that we want to see in it is us, black power.
Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen, very much for coming. I really appreciate
Thank you for
guys
hosting.
coming through. And thank you.
All lives matter.
Yeah, all lives matter. And thank you for a great show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been an excellent show. I hope we've enlightened some people, you know, as far as if they want to vote on Tuesday or not, but I hope that you take away some information, you know, from this conversation we had tonight that's going to be something positive in your own life. I hope somebody said something here that...
Yeah, don't listen to us, man. Do your research for yourself.
Yeah, do your research. But
Don't listen to him, listen to
but
me.
something that somebody said can spark you to research.
Yeah.
You know, follow any of these gentlemen here if you want to know more about them and what they do. And, you know, follow them, you know, Instagram, you know, have you know, the information that they left you if, you know, anybody want to reach out to them and learn more. So, thank you guys. Great show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us so much.
Next on Clemy's Couch.
You know why? Because one day, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
Don't just look at it that way.
One day,
I thought you was smarter than that.
he decides to suck another dick. When she decides to do that, you can't even get
Did you just hear what I just said?
She's tallying it up.
Did y'all just hear what I said 5 minutes ago? That's why we ain't gotta go through that.
She's lying. She's tallying it up.
Hold on, Face.
Oh, I fucked 8 bitches with you, nigga. So what? I suck on that nigga. Why you mad at me for? That's what's gonna happen.
Hold on, Face.
That's what's gonna happen. I've seen it happen.
I'm not putting my lips on no Indian nobody fucking dick.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane.
That's right.
Nah, it's a bird. It's a lane. This one's going out to all our fake superhero friends. My name is October Zero and Bandolero. And I'm with my man, Mighty Casey, the rude boy.
Check it out.
He got something to say. Go loud.
Yo, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack hoes, whack goes and widows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Hey, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack hoes, whack goes and widows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Yo, I heard the Flash was on speed and the Hulk was on crack. Batman got bagged up for beating on blacks. Spider-Man shooting up, you can tell by the tracks. G.I. Joe killed 100 little kids in Iraq. Wonder Woman went down, she had hard times. Now she sniffed coke and she stripped part-time. And I heard Professor X was molesting all the X-Men. Mess with Jean Grey's head since she was a freshman. Democrats is Autobots, Republicans Decepticons. Bushes like Starscream, Cheney's like Megatron. Fuck the whole world up, fighting over Energon. Don't give a fuck about who the fuck they stepping on. Now you got Lion-O cheating on Chitara. Had a couple furballs and said he ain't the father. That's how I know all these heroes ain't that super. Cause Clark killed Lois, she was fucking with Lex Luthor. And we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack hoes, whack goes and widows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Hey, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack hoes, whack goes and widows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Watch who you're up to, find out what they up to. Some of them nuts too, messed up and fucked up too. They like to fuck too, drink and do drugs too. Some of them gangsters, some of them thugs too. Some like the front too, some is corrupt too. Watch your back, they might try to corrupt you. They say trust me when they mean fuck you. They say love me, but nah, they ain't love you. Hey shit man, what's going on?
What up, man?
Yo,
my head up.
I heard He-Man on steroids, kid.
Get the fuck out. I could have sworn I seen Captain America in front of the White House stealing some lady purse, man.
They say Captain Planet was dumping some oil over in Alaska. I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, I seen some butt-ass naked Power Ranger selling his suit for $5, man, down the block. What is it? Power Rangers.
You better watch who you idolize. Look into their private life. You might see their whole life is a lot of lies. Rip off a lot of guys' lies, commit a lot of crime. And when they do get caught, they don't apologize. They just lie again, blame it on some other guys. True story, biography, unauthorized. Watch who says who's good and who's evil. Cause evil play good and villains play evil. We don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack hoes, whack goes and widows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Hey, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack hoes, whack goes and widows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you.
Like you.